Hello, everybody. This is the first episode in what I hope is a very long series of episodes where I just kind of, I don't know, talk about obscure topics that some people would call elite ball knowledge. So, without further ado, I am the elite ball know-it-all, and today we are talking about Call of Duty Zombies. Now, anybody that really knows zombies, how it works, the origins of it, the map origins, and so many other facets of the community, will know that it is impossible to cover all of it in one video that's only like 10 to 12 minutes long. I'm gonna do short little videos for these first few just because I'm new to all of this. I have no idea how to edit anything. I am recording these videos off of my phone. So the better I get at this, the more I'll try. But for now, I'm just going to be doing these little talking videos as I can't sleep at midnight and I'm watching the stars, smoking my little tobacco pipe. Looks like a Sherlock, but anyway. I think in this video I'm gonna talk about Black Ops 3, but also the origins of, I guess, Jason Blundell's retelling and telling of the zombie story. Because he works in other characters that he did not create into his overarching story, and I think that that's a very interesting concept and story to debate and discuss. So without further ado, here we go. A lot of people have played Black Ops 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Vanguard, World War II, Infinite Warfare, like all of the zombies maps. A lot of people have played everything, know all the Easter eggs. There's a community there. But I didn't learn about the community until after I had essentially played zombies the wrong way for a lot of years. Because for a lot of people, myself included, zombies was never something that had a mission. Or I guess if it had a mission, it wasn't a painted picture. Like, they didn't hold your hand. They didn't say you're supposed to shoot this thing with a pack-a-punch gun and then shoot 3 other things and you get a reward. That's just there. 95% of players would miss it, but it's not bad. Like, it's not rushed. The fact that no one's gonna see it doesn't matter. There's Easter eggs now on maps that have been out for 20, 30 years that are still unfound or unsolved. I mean, Jason Blundell said it himself. There is an impossible Easter egg that no one will ever solve, and if they do, he'll be the most impressed that he's ever been. This is coming from the man that has Easter eggs that are still unsolved on his very first zombies map he ever worked on, which was DeReese, and it was remade into the Giant on Black Ops 3. So the concept of Easter eggs as a whole has always been interesting throughout gaming, but even more so within COD Zombies, because COD Zombies takes it to a different level. Everything in zombies requires a different level of dedication to a game like Dark Souls or Elden Ring, even. That's not to say that speedrunners of Elden Ring aren't as skilled as COD Zombies speedrunners, because at the end of the day, COD Zombies, you run in circles, kill zombies, and don't die. That's the gist of it. For a boss in Elden Ring, there is no boss in zombies that could compare to some of the bosses in Elden Ring. There is not a single enemy in COD Zombies history like Melania of Mikola. Melania Blade of Mikola. They're different games, but their communities are very similar, because the lore of Dark Souls and Elden Ring and Sekiro, Bloodborne, pick a game. The lore of that game does not hold your hand. What you're doing in the world, why you're doing it, are you the good guy, are you the bad guy? Are you strong, are you weak, are you chosen, or are you just a nameless ashen one? All of that isn't explicitly told. It's told through item descriptions, through little details throughout the map, throughout the world, throughout the level. In Dark Souls 1, you don't know that guy's name is Oscar unless you figure it out. You don't know that you can find the iron ring and that'll let you walk in the mud faster and swamps faster. You don't know that your first playthrough, and then you figure it out and you're like, oh my god. Or you find a hidden wall in a Dark Souls game and you just go insane. Or whenever they were hunting for the Revelations Easter egg, that stupid little rock step, it took them at least like a week to figure that out. Just that step alone. You have to shoot little rocks with the wonder weapon of the map in specific locations in a specific time period, or you fail. That's the level of obscurity that these people are figuring out. And the dedication that it takes to do that for multiple hours, multiple days, and that's just figuring it out. Then we have speedrunners that already know the steps, are perfecting it, are skipping some steps entirely. They found a way to glitch and or manipulate the map and the spawns of the zombies and everything to where they don't have to do the step. And it's hard. It's hard to do. It takes skill to do. It's just like Elden Ring or Dark Souls speedruns. You can complete a game of Sekiro in about 25 minutes, world record. Now, you skip a lot of bosses, and a lot of the skips are very, very hard to do and very different to do, whether you're on mouse and keyboard or controller. Like the ogre skip in Sekiro, very hard. Average player cannot do that. It's like 20 inputs in 2 seconds. Same thing for COD Zombies. Especially high rounds. No one ever wants to talk about it, but high round players are the most dedicated zombie players ever. Unfortunately, let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is cheaters. Cheaters exist in every game, in every facet of everything on the world, everywhere. Not even games, life, business, everywhere. Governments. There's cheaters all on this world. One of the longest world records in the world, and the longest Call of Duty world record, was recently proven false. And it was cheated, and it was Nocturne and Toten round 255. That was heartbreaking to see for a lot of people. And I know a lot of people that don't really understand COD Zombies or the lore or the community or video games as a whole or what have you. They're not going to care. They're just going to think like, "Oh, it was so heartbreaking that some guy cheated at a video game." It was, because some people started their careers because they were inspired by this guy. Just think about that for a second. Like what I'm doing now, starting my YouTube channel, trying to grow, trying to see what happens, talking about things that I am very knowledgeable about. People did that because they looked up to this guy. And for him to come out and say that all of his world records were fake, that world record was fake, it just sucks to see. Like everyone always says, don't meet your heroes, don't meet your heroes. That situation just happened again. A lot of people's hero just basically came out and said, yeah, I'm a fraud. Because the guy that actually did the record, the current world record holder, he achieved the highest round physically possible on Nocturne and Toten on any version of the map, which is like 216 or 220 or something like that. But the map, after a certain amount of time, after a certain amount of days, certain amount of zombies, certain amount of box hits, the map stops working and crashes. And for the guy to get to the round that he cheated to get, it would be physically impossible because Nocturne Totem doesn't have traps. It has one wonder weapon that does infinite damage and will always kill zombies, and that is the Thunder Gun. No matter how you do the math, it is impossible to get ammo and the Thunder Gun from the box enough times to get to that high of a round. There is no Gobblegum combination, no luck combination with max ammos. There is no combination at all that would allow him to hit the box enough times to survive that long to get the Thunder Gun that many times. Because after a while, no matter how many max ammos you get or anything, you're going to run out of ammo for the Thunder Gun. Because he still had to play 300 hours worth of Nocturne Totem to fake the world record to get the fake footage. He would just cut out the parts where his game would crash. But he still did the work for 300 hours. The record was like 350 hours it took him to get to allegedly round 255. He actually played the 300 hours. The longest world record in the world, like the longest time it took to achieve, was 370 hours. So not only is this second place for the longest world record ever, but it's a world record for COD Zombies too. So this is almost a 3 times over world record that was proven false, along with 6 other world records that he held that he also admitted to cheating. That sucks. But I'm not going to end this video on a low note. I'm going to end it on a high note, which is I have been playing Call of Duty Zombies since Black Ops 1 on my Xbox original, Xbox 360, Xbox One. Then I switched over to PlayStation 4 because I got into Dark Souls 3 on my Xbox One and started to play Bloodborne on PS4. And then I stayed on PS5 for Elden Ring, Sekiro, fucking Demon Souls remake. I am a Souls fanatic. I have played all the Souls. I've even played Code Vein. I have Code Vein knowledge. I'm trying really hard to back up my name, the Elite Ball Know-It-All. That is a very, very pretentious name, and I need to back that up with as much Elite Ball knowledge as possible. Brother, I know Derice. I know that a zombies map at its core is meant to challenge you. Make it hard. Make corridors that are just a bit skinnier than every other corridor to trap you, and you won't even notice. I know that zombies maps, the opening read is important. Do you know why on the Giant in Black Ops 3 or Derice, the first thing you see is the Pack-a-Punch door closing? It's to make you wonder as a player, okay, that door can close, it can probably open. That's how I get the Pack-a-Punch. How do I do that? And then you see that the Pack-a-Punch is inside of a teleporter. How do you open the Pack-a-Punch on Derice and the Giant? You link 3 teleporters. In the opening read, it tells you all of that. It says there are teleporters on this map. There's a Pack-a-Punch in this teleporter. For some reason, the door just shut, and it won't open. If this door can shut, it can open. That also begs the question, what else can open? What else can do something? So then you're curious. And you might not have never played zombies before. This could be your first ever zombies map. So then you see something on the wall that looks like a gun. You're like, what the fuck is that? You walk up, you can buy it. Like, no one ever wants to talk about how crazy that is. In Elden Ring, you can't walk up to a wall and buy a sword or buy a shield with your souls. The only purpose of souls is to buy things from specific vendors that you can find throughout the world, or to upgrade your shit or yourself. You cannot buy weapons off of a random wall in anything except COD Zombies for some reason. Like, that's just a unique concept, and I wanted to shout that out because not a lot of people talk about that. But between that, the Gobblegums, and the perks, it's just a unique experience that people think is simple, and there is so much more to it. But back to Derice. I digress. Back to Derice. The Easter egg on Derice. was kind of the first real step, kind of storytelling little bit Easter egg that was around that time. Like there was some before, but they weren't really much substance. It was Blundell's first Easter egg. It's very simple. You shoot outside of the map, which is wild. It introduces the concept that even things outside of the map can do stuff. Like in Black Ops 3, the fucking robot head shooting the beam for the stamina up or the dead shot or whatever, that's cool. Because the map is alive. People see a giant robot head in the distance, they're like, oh, that's a cool robot head, whatever. Having it shoot into the map and melting a snowdrift that you've ran by a million times and revealing a perk machine, the first person to ever find out that that existed probably shit his pants. Not literally, but like, what? What just happened? That just happened. I have to tell my friends. I have to tell everybody. I have to post this on YouTube. But oh wait, it's really, really early in the stages of the internet, and that's not a thing yet. Like, the internet has both helped and hurt the zombies community in so many ways, because it's ruined the mystery, but it's also brought so many people close together that never would have met each other. Like, can we talk about that for a sec real quick? Milo would never have met Mr. T. Lexify if it wasn't for the internet. Well, he might have. You can make that argument. Anything can happen, but Milo is not, like, he doesn't live in LA. And I know Lex isn't from LA, or he might be from LA or whatever, but the Z House and everything, like, that could have still happened, but Milo would not have been a part of it because he lived in a completely different country. Like, if the internet didn't exist, maybe by some stroke of luck, like Noah J, Mr. T, Dalek, fucking Pizza, all of them probably might have met, but like the ones that are not in the same country, like, well, Pizza obviously is not in the US. He's not from the US. Blundell's not even from the US, I don't think. But just the melting pot that the internet is, I feel like gets overshadowed a lot of time by the negativity. But there really is so many positive things to look at in the zombies community. And the last piece of negativity is the cheating on Calacujo and how that Easter egg got cheated. That was unfortunate that we're still cheating in 2026, Black Ops 7. Like, Calacujo was the first map in a very long time to actually have an Easter egg that was hard to find. And it's a dedicated memorial map to Takio's voice actor. And it's sad that it got cheated, because it's about the closest that the community has been together since Black Ops 3. Since EE for C. I'm currently at this moment watching Mr. T Lexify's EE for C charity stream. Like, it's 7.5 hours. I'm about an hour into it. I've been watching a little bit just throughout the days. The shift in how everybody talked to each other, in the interactions, in the joy, like, you can see on Lex's face, he is in the prime of his life. He's at the Z House. He's got his setup. He's got his boys. He's playing with the team. He's raising money for charity. I assume he didn't know anything about his girlfriend at that point in time. Like, he was happy. You can see it on his face. There's no stress. There's pure joy and passion in doing what he loves every single day. Whereas if you see the man now, in his videos now, that he's posting nowadays after everything that happened with him and Noah and all the drama and everything, he's still the same guy. He's still got the same sense of humor, the same fucking, no matter what life does, I'm gonna smile. He still has the core of himself. But you can definitely tell that he has been through it. He's been stressed. Life has hit him hard. And I'm sure that if I was to look into the camera right now, a lot of people would say the same about me. But I love that some content creators never stop being who they were at their core. I love that. Because I grew up watching these people. I said in my first video, my first ever video, if you've watched that, kudos to you. I grew up watching Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, like Wade, Bob, Drunk Minecraft, Stampy Longhead. Let's see, who else did I watch as a kid? Joe Buzz and someone else. They were playing Crazy Craft and like Morph Minecraft, and then the Fighting Cowboy, Dark Souls. You gotta shout the Fighting Cowboy out. He is the Dark Souls Let's Play guy. Fighting Cowboy and the Rad Brad. Those two, ooh, chef's kiss. But then you got Vati Vidya. And then you got Mr. Raffle Waffles. You got Mr. T, you got Noah J, you got Mr. Dalek, you got Pizza. With the Mondays and the glitching. You got Glitching Queen. You got Frenzy for the high rounds, the relaxing end for the round hundreds. There's so many facets of this wonderful community of zombies, and I feel like now that we're in a period with zombies where we're not going to get a lot for a couple years, everybody's stressed. Kawakujo just got cheated. We just found out about 255 knocked. Like, it has been not a good time for the community. But I feel like we need to remember that we are still the zombies community. Why don't we do what the Dark Souls community does? Return to Lothric. Return to Yharnam. Return to Ashina. Return to Dranglek. Go back to the old games. Revive the fucking community. Revive those old maps. Start playing Buried again. Start playing Mob of the Dead. The OG Origins. Or if you only have Black Ops 3, start playing fucking Moon. Start playing Shadows, Revelations, Garad Crovey, Zetsubo. Fucking go to Black Ops 4, play 9, play Voyage, play Ancient Evil. All of these maps are still fun. They are still fun, and they will still continue to be fun for years and years to come, and I will die on that hill. But I digress. If you take anything from this whirlwind of a video, it's that I know a lot about COD Zombies. About each individual map, the makings of it, the lore of it, the timeline, what it means for this and that and the other. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to correct the small mistakes that I make. But my hope is that somebody that is just now getting into all of this can watch this video, understand it somewhat, and be curious to learn more. Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to become a new Milo, Mr. Raffle Waffles. I'm not trying to become him. I'm not trying to become Noah J or Mr. T or any from the Soul Side. I'm not trying to become like, I don't know, Jev or the Rad Brad, any of those. I'm trying to draw influence from a lot of sources to be fresh, to be a breath of fresh air, to be a new style and way of making videos. I'm not going to have the black screen where I'm just kind of rambling on about a topic and all that. That's not going to be my style of video forever. Unless y'all really like it, but I don't. I'm eventually going to have structure. I'm eventually going to have like actual talking points and like bulletins, because at the end of the day, I'm a touch on the spectrum, and I need a list. I need something to break things up, to tell me when to do this and that and the other. I need that, because if not, I will ramble on for 24 minutes and 5 seconds about random stuff in the COD Zombies community and lore, and like I was talking about Doris, and somehow we got here. Please bear with me. I have severe ADHD, but at the end of the day, I feel like what I say kind of makes sense. It's just I'm not entirely sure if it makes sense as a video. That's why this is a trial video. This is my first ever YouTube video that I'm publishing, beside like my introduction one that I posted yesterday or the day before or whatever. I'm learning. Please bear with me. Please comment. Please criticize, even if it's hate. I'd prefer not to have hate, but please criticize. Tell me what I'm doing. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I need to change, do better, do worse, do less of, do more of. I need to know these things. If I do not get told anything, any input, I'm just going to guess. And I don't want to hear any complaints if I'm not getting any feedback. Anyway, I'm going to try to leave at least these first few videos off with a good quote. And I want it to relate to the video, because obviously the end quote has to relate to the video. It's got to be a conclusion. It's got to be satisfying. So I'd say this in accordance to Call of Duty Zombies as a whole: understanding it, becoming good at it, and doing Easter eggs and having fun by yourself or with friends. This is a quote from my grandfather, who I, in many ways, consider my father. There is not a single thing in life that is easy and will reward you and is worth doing. Anything that would change your life drastically for the better, and anything that is worth doing, will have troubles, setbacks, and in some points be some of the most difficult experiences of your life, or in COD Zombies' case, your gaming career. Same with Elden Ring and Dark Souls 1. But the gist of that quote is, don't not do something because you're scared. Do it scared. And with that, I wish you all a good night. I hope you enjoyed. This has been the Elite Ball Know-It-All. And I'm still not sure about that name. Thanks for watching. See you next time.